The 13 Principles of Hufemity. An intentional evolution.
Number 6. Unity of diversity. Our current world functions in an unstable, unsustainable manner, mostly because its self-identity is dependent on creating competitive dualism. Most notable and ancestral is the conflict between the genders. Paranoid antagonistic thinking has become a social and cultural reality that has established itself as the norm. Our human world functions on the premise that there must always be an enemy. This unsustainable behavioral pattern of humanity is ultimately dependent on its ability to create conflict within itself. Always having opposing forces such as good versus evil, industry demonizing nature, men oppressing women, communism rebelling against capitalism, rich dominating the poor, Republicans competing with Democrats, Protestants locking horns with Catholics, Jews fighting Palestinians, fanatical Islamic extremist killing anyone, and everyone that will not convert to Islam, or disagrees with their interpretation, and the list goes on. This list defines the borders, which perpetually creates division as it firmly establishes itself as a separate identity from the one heart, a hostile identity towards a contrived opposite. In Hufemity, unlike humanity, there is unity. Even life and death are one. Further, in the greater truth, there is no real death, as life through love continues as one. In this awareness of the continuum of all beings, the ashes that was life, becoming life again, is seen as interconnected and beautiful. Everything we do becomes us, not only as a species, but as a collective reality. Living consciousness goes beyond the earth and within the earth, as a unifying awareness that is inclusive of all existence. In Hufemity there is only unity, for the word Hufemity only really exists to point out the dualistic ridiculousness of our current paradigm. In this way the wordless word honors, encourages and develops diversity. What appear as opposites defines and gives meaning to the whole. Other than those contained here in the 13 Principles of Hufemity, there are no limits on beliefs. The diversity of beliefs, personal and sexual preferences, spirituality, etc., are all seen as part of the whole, not in opposition but rather complementary to each other. Without limitations or restrictions on their expression, beauty is intensified. Only the most obvious illusions of duality that seek to divide, conquer or dominate and limit the evolution and spiritual development of our species are hence denounced in these 13 principles, and in the concept of Hufemity. As diversity and oneness of reality is celebrated, in this more liberated awareness, it is acceptable that disagreements give opportunity for further growth. Discussion, debate, and tolerance are important and integral parts of a unifying process by and with diversity. The more diverse reality becomes, the more beautiful and unified it becomes. Thus every moment in the unfolding of this creation becomes a reason to celebrate.
Thank you.